Welcome back, everyone, to Find Music. There it is, right on top of Jim's cap. There it is. There. This is episode number 213. Our leadoff man, Fred Whitlock, has music for you. Go ahead, Fred.
Today, thinking about electronic music, and one of the first women to record with one of the original Moogs is Annette Peacock. And her albums got critical acclaim, but did not sell at all, usually. And some of her stuff is out of print or not streaming. There's only a few of her albums streaming. I would say look up online for the New Yorker article. There's a lengthy piece by the New Yorker on her being uncompromising and underappreciated. She got into electronic music in 1972. Her album I'm the One came out. It's been reissued by Light in the Attic in 2012. It's future soul, jazz, fusion, rock, and radio stations didn't know what to do with her. She was so experimental. It was recorded. The album was recorded as in one session, and she puts her voice through the Moog on some of the songs, and she gets funky, she screeches, she hollers, and just has raw emotion throughout the whole album. Very dramatic. Been Gone starts out with a quiet piano, and then all of a sudden electronics blast out with the vocal. Blood, there's yelling and screaming with the lyrics. It's a very bluesy cut. One way the guitars just blare and rave up. It grooves, it screeches, it's fierce and wild. She was a pioneer in electronics and space age rock music. She has Mick Garson on piano on this album, and later he went and recorded with Bowie. As I was saying, Bowie wanted her to record with him, and she never did. And he was going to write some songs for her, and he never did that either. But he was a very vocal about her talent in the press. She's very complex. She was too avant-garde for jazz stations. She was too jazz and too far out there for rock stations. There's one cut she does is a cover of Elvis Presley's Love Me Tender. It's very touching cut. She reimagines the tune in her own style. This is 37 minutes of brilliance, and the album still holds my attention. It's innovative, and she just is amazing to me. Mick Ronson, just for a fact, used 3 of the tunes on this album for his own solo album. When he left Bowie, he recorded one album, Slaughter on 10th Avenue, and 3 of these tunes from this album is on that album.
Which ones?
I know he did the Love Me Tender with her arrangements. Okay. I don't know the other 2, which I didn't look that up.
Okay.
Then she came out in 1978 with X Dreams. And Chris Spending is on it. Mick Ronson plays guitar. Bill Bruford's on drums. It's a jazz, rock, soul, experimental album that just expands she expands her horizon. She recites poetry, and one reviewer pointed out she's probably the first rapper that ever did rap on an album. the guitars and keyboards, they just wash across the airwaves in a flood on some of the cuts. And again, she does another Elvis Presley tune, Don't Be Cruel. And Chris Spending just blends his guitar in her new arrangement of this tune. And it's beautiful. I would say try to hunt her stuff out. Some of it's on YouTube. There might be some things on Spotify, but she is definitely the one. The new album, Brian Eno, is a collaboration with a house DJ, Fred Again. They've known each other for a few years, and the album's called Secret Life. It starts out low key and gets into some high energy stuff. I'm assuming Fred Again does the vocals. I tried to find out who exactly was doing what, but I could not find out that information. But I'm assuming Fred Again, the house DJ man, with his productions that he did in the past with rap and pop, that he's doing the vocals. It's dark, moody, sober, and has those haunting vocals. Some of the cuts remind me of Mortal Coil, that collaboration group that got together and has very moody, sober vocals. This is not a cozy album, but it's an album to pay attention to. And there's a 2 or 3 hour version of this is streaming on YouTube. If you can find it, I found it. There's a 34-minute version of the last cut, Come On Home, runs over 34 minutes and goes into some house beats and house party vocals towards the end of the cut. It's an amazing thing to listen to this for a couple of hours. I Saw You, Secret, Radio. They all have this little house beat, this ambient stream of sound that comes from Brian Eno. And I feel it's haunting and delightful to listen to and spend some time with. It'll finally pull you in. And that's what a good electronic album does.
So is
On
it more
that note-
ambient? Is the Eno album, would it be classified as ambient music,
Yeah, a lot of the cuts are ambient. They're not house party music. The house party stuff is on the long version, comes in at the end of the last cut, called Come On Home.
I just figured out that ambient music would be different, huh?
Ambient.
Yeah, I guess, you have to be a lover of it. And good ambient music, I appreciate a lot.
Oh, music for films, music for airports. I love that stuff. That came out with that. The Apollo albums, those were great.
Thursday Afternoon's another great one.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. You can be active or passive as a listener. I mean, that's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
I like his shorter works,
I do too. I like those too.
conversely.
I could be an ambient lecturer. Like half the class is over here sleeping and half the class is, they're wondering about every single word, right?
Once again, Jim, you go too far.
I know. That's my middle name. Go too far.
Well, you'll get your shot in just a few minutes, but thank you, Fred, for taking us to 2 artists who deserve an old look and a new look. There you go. Thank you, Fred.